Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yashubrala, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, who before losing their true heritage were known as the Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about some of the crazy experiments which are being done by science. But let's read this first. This is Matthew 24 and 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And then let's read how the days of Noah were. This is Genesis 6 and 12. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his ways upon the earth. Japan, late last year, came out with this. Japan approves groundbreaking experiment bringing human-animal hybrids to term. Now, that is referred to as a chimera, right? Half human, half animal. And as we can see from this caption here, it says, pig-human hybrid embryo from earlier research. Right? Look at that, man. This is these heathens playing God for the most part. Now, it tells you here, it says, stem cell biologist Hiromatsu Nakiachi has been waiting for this moment for more than a decade. After years of planning, the persistent researcher has at last received approval from a government willing to pursue one of the most controversial scientific studies there is, human-animal embryo experiments. While many countries around the world have restricted, defunded, and outright banned these ethically fraught practices, Japan has now officially lifted the lid on the proverbial Pandora's box. Earlier this year, the country made it legal to not only transplant hybrid embryos into surrogate animals, but also to bring them to term. You see that, man? They're gonna bring these embryos. They're gonna actually birth these things, man. So one of these things are now gonna be alive. As a lead stem cell researcher at the University of Tokyo and Stanford University, Nakiachi has gone from country to country, chasing his dream of one day growing customized human organs in animals like sheep or pigs. You see that? So this guy here, let's see if we can find him. He's a Stanford professor, so he's more than likely has. Here we go. So you got this this devil here. He's there. He's one of these heathens. He would be from the nation known as Ammon in the Bible, right? He was one of the. He is a descendant of one of the daughters, or the younger daughter of Lot from Sodom and Gomorrah. And you see this heathen, as he said, he's been waiting for over a decade to do this. Now, so not only is he a heathen, but he's doing abominable things, right? He's messing with the human genome. But let's go and continue reading. With more than 116,000 patients on the transplant waiting list in the United States alone, Nakiachi hopes his idea can transform lives. The ultimate goal is still a long way off, but the next step in his research has at last been given the green light by ministry officials in Japan. As the first researcher to receive government approval since 2014 ban, Nakiachi plans on taking things slowly so that public understanding and trust can catch up. We don't expect to create human organs immediately, but this allows us to advance our research based upon the know-how we have gained up to this point, Nakiachi told the Ashi Shimbun. The experiments will start by injecting human induce pluripotent stem cells into rat and mice embryos, all of which have been genetically manipulated so that they cannot make pancreases. The goal is for the rodent embryos to use the human cells to build itself a pancreas. And for 2 years, the team plans on watching these rodents develop and grow, carefully monitoring their organs and brains in the process. Only then will the researchers ask for approval to do the same with pigs. While human animal embryos have been created in the past, such as pig human embryos and sheep human embryos, they've never been allowed to develop to term before. One of the biggest fears with this type of research centers on exactly where these human stem cells actually go in an animal and what type of cells they could develop into once they are injected. Right, you see that, man? So I'm gonna stop there. So you see these devils, they've gone fairly far with scientific experiments, man. They're straight mixing human and animal DNA so that way they can improve upon the Lord's creation, right? That's just straight wickedness right there, man. This is Psalms 59:8. But thou, Yahweh Bashim Shai, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defense. See that? So the Lord, he's making it so that way all these heathens and all their abominations and all the things that they're pushing, he's going to actually turn it around on them, and he's going to actually make it to be a snare onto them. Let's actually read that. This is Psalms 9:15. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. You see that? So these heathens right now, man, they think they're doing a marvelous work by manufacturing these embryos, these human animal embryos, in the hopes of creating human organs that could be transplanted, right? And that's only the public statements of what they're actually planning on doing. There's plenty of other things that they could be doing which are unethical and are being kept from public, but that they simply are only putting in the public-friendly information so that way they don't catch hell. Is that right? But the things that they're doing, the Lord's going to make it so that way they fall into a trap from it. Right? It tells you here, it says, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the works of his own hands. Hegion Salah. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. You see, and these wicked ultimately starts with the so-called Caucasians, the nation of Edom, but it also refers to all these other nations, these other 17 nations in the world, man, that all do abominable works, either because of simply because they're heathens and this is the things that they do. We already seen hundreds of, maybe thousands of videos of these Asians eating abominable things, doing abominable things, right? That they take pride in, man, to gross other people out, right? This is just the things that they tend to do, and this is scientifically some of the abominations that they've been accomplishing. So, but I just wanted to touch on that, people. So, just want to show you that we are literally at the end. We are in the last seconds of the day, man. The end is coming soon. You got human embryos being mixed with animal DNA. We're on the verge of World War III. It's a dark time, and it's getting darker. So, we need the Lord to come back, man, because, we need salvation from this type of shit, man. Because this right here, man, it seems like it won't touch you. But, let's say you get in a car accident, right? And then they want to give you blood transfusion, but the blood transfusion comes from a pig, right? Then you're screwed, dude. That's the world that we are going into because of these heathens, man. Right? So, but either way, I just want to go and give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Gosh. Double honors my teachers, the apostles, and elders of the great millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Until the next time, Shalom.